I'm just going to say it. I know these vocal exercises can be so boring, but you can achieve the same results by just changing the approach so that it activates your creativity and helps you not only develop your physical instrument itself, but also develop your artistic voice at the same time. Today, we're taking a step outside of the box to break free from those traditional and at times very boring, tedious, mechanical, dare I say lifeless vocal drills. And we're going to breathe new life into our singing practice. Here are 5 creative tips to warm up your voice in a way that feels inspiring and energizing, so you can develop both your instrument itself and your artistic voice as a singer and songwriter. Welcome to Reawaken Your Voice. Are you tired of pushing aside your desire to sing, only for it to resurface again and again? Hey, I'm Lainey, voice and creativity coach, singer and songwriter. If you're ready to rediscover the freedom of creative expression, free from judgment, doubt, comparison, and fear, then grab that notebook full of ideas. It's time to give voice to the songs in your heart. Let's sing. Hey friend, before we get started, would you please do me a huge favor and leave a written review for the show in Apple Podcasts? This is the best way to thank me, and it lets me know that it's making a difference for you. Not only does it light me up to hear from you, but it also helps the show grow. It helps others to find it. So if you just take a moment to leave a quick review, I would be so grateful. When you're trying to get back into the flow of singing, moving through the typical vocal drills can be a real barrier to entry. Like, you just want to get to the fun part where you're singing that song that feels so good in your body and it makes you feel alive. But you know it'll feel better and it'll sound better if you warm up your voice first. And not only will it feel better and sound better, but it's generally healthy for your voice to warm up. So you have to trudge through these tedious scales and arpeggios, these broken triads, and up and down the scale, dragging your feet until you lose all steam and you just move on to something else. If you even make it that far. Like maybe you just gave up on the idea before you even started because you didn't feel like singing through those vocal warm-up exercises. So that leaves you back where you started and you're not singing. And then another day or week or month or year goes by and you're just sitting on your musical gifts, not doing anything with your voice. I know, I'm just going to say it. I know these vocal exercises can be so boring. I studied and performed opera for many years, and I've worked with hundreds of students to develop their instruments in the traditional way. So I know the power of vocal exercises to develop the voice. Like, I'm not dismissing that. But you can achieve the same results by just changing the approach just tweaking the way you go about doing them so that it activates your creativity and helps you not only develop your physical instrument itself, but also develop your artistic voice at the same time. You know, transitioning from performing opera to singing my own songs and finding my own artistic voice, the old way of warming up my voice just wasn't enticing to me. It was not motivating. And, you know, I wasn't using my voice to sing operatic arias anymore. So the old way of doing things it didn't feel like it fit. It just didn't seem to fit. But I still knew the importance of warming up the voice, of priming your instrument for what is essentially an athletic workout. Let's be real. So I knew I had to ease my way into it in a healthy way. You know, my training and education was still very foundational in teaching me how to care for my voice and sing in a way that wouldn't hurt me long term. You know, I wanted to preserve my instrument for years to come so I could just keep singing throughout my years. So to start singing again, you know, through that transition, but also, you know, after that time that I spent totally distant from my voice, not singing at all, to start singing again, I knew I had to warm up my voice, you know, touch on and balance all parts of my vocal range. But I didn't feel like doing it if I was going to do it the old way. Like, I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Can you relate to that? Have you ever felt like, why is it so hard to make myself sing? Like, why is something I love to do so difficult to why do I feel like I have to force myself to do it, push myself, make myself do it? Well, there's also this thing called resistance, but we'll get into that plenty through future episodes. But so I kept hitting on this resistance, but also this lack of motivation to sing the vocal exercises in the way that I had always done. So I knew I'd have to create a new way, a new path, a new entry point to my singing practice. To get to the songs that I wanted to sing, I had to warm up first, but I had to find a way that felt creative, artistically aligned with where I was going as a singer-songwriter. So I incorporated the foundations I learned in training with my own artistic creativity to kind of map out a new way of warming up my voice. So here are 5 creative ways I started warming up my voice in this new inspired way that really allowed more space for creative freedom and spontaneous play, while also developing my artistry at the same time. So I am thrilled to share these with you today. I have these 5 ways. Number 1, humming and vocal toning. Now, one could argue that warm-ups are toning. Like, yes, okay, we're toning on different vowels, of course. But the approach that I'm taking here is through vocal improvisation. So beginning with humming, vocal improv, so like creating spontaneously in the moment, singing spontaneously, melodies, little bits of phrases that you're creating in the moment. And then when it feels intuitively right, opening up from that humming into the different vowels and the toning. Now, what this does is it sparks creativity right from the start. This improvisational angle to warming up the voice just feels like freedom right from the beginning. And a little bonus is that humming actually, and singing itself, all of it, but humming has healing properties. So it has multiple benefits as you go. And of course, singing has these healing properties as well. But the humming itself is creating these vibrations in your body and awakening everything from within. So, yeah, it just feels like you're making music spontaneously and it has life to it. So that's why I love opening up my practice with humming and vocal toning and just improvisation, just letting sound flow through you however it wants to come out and awakening that creativity. Now, it's still important to balance all parts of your range, the highs, the lows, the mids, so be sure to cover all of those as you move throughout your practice session. But you can do that in a very creative way and a playful way. So you can do this singing over a drone track or singing with a loop track, or you don't need anything at all, just your voice, your breath. But most of all, your creativity, your playfulness. Allow yourself to explore with your voice. Number 2, transform a phrase from a song into a warm-up exercise. So what I mean by this is use a piece of a melody, extract a short phrase from like one of your favorite songs, and just sing it up and down the scale, ascending, descending, step it up in half steps and then descend in half steps, different parts of your range again. This just feels so musical because it is a little piece of a melody from a song that you love. So it already carries that artistic vibe. You get to be creative with it. You feel like, okay, I'm singing some music. I'm not just singing some notes up and down the scale. It has substance to it. So for example, like what's in my mind right now is Loves Me Like a Rock by Paul Simon, because we just had Mother's Day. And, that song is a lot about that unconditional love between a mother and her child. So this is the one that sticks in my head to use as an example. But you can just take one snippet out of it and move it up and down the scale. She loves me, loves me, loves me, loves me. Just that little tiny bit. She loves me, loves me, loves me, loves me. Take it up a half step. She loves me, loves me, loves me, loves me. Oh, it's hard to breathe with 9 months of pregnancy happening right now. But any snippet from any song that's just in your mind or on your heart. And you can kind of get into the rhythm of the song as a whole and feeling that musicality and artistry and creativity. while also warming up the voice and opening up the different vowel sounds, singing through the different consonants. All of this just awakening the voice as you go. Number 3, sing them with heart. Sing warm-ups with emotion, with feeling and intention. Use dynamic contrast, different colors and textures. It really comes back to why you're singing in the first place. Like, okay, why are you doing these exercises, these vocal drills? Well, it's because ultimately you want to sing with beauty and you want it to feel free. And warming up the voice, doing this kind of intricate work to train the instrument, to develop the instrument, it takes you that much closer to being able to express yourself creatively in the way that you hear it inside, if that makes sense. You hear it and feel it a certain way, and you want your voice to be able to translate that feeling, that emotion, in a beautiful way. And so these exercises can help you get there. But they can start to feel lifeless and mechanical if you're just, doing them thoughtlessly up and down the scale, la, 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 here we are again, So bring your heart into it. It's so much, it's less cold, less mechanical, and more alive. So breathe new life into your practice by starting with, how you're feeling, maybe. However you're feeling in that moment as you're warming up the voice. Whatever mood you're in, express that through the exercise. Whatever you're moving through in your life at that moment. Or you can imagine where you want to be emotionally, like what emotional state you want to breathe into your day, or something that you're letting go of. Call that in, whatever it is. Put that emotion behind the warm-up exercises, whatever you happen to be singing. And it kind of comes back to the healing properties, being able to move your emotions and give them a place to go, and, create feelings, more feelings of whatever you want more of. Or maybe there's a part of your day that's just on repeat in your head and you need it to go somewhere else. Move through it with these exercises. Put that feeling behind it and allow it to transmute through your voice. It's very powerful, very healing, and transformative. This is a powerful gift that we have in the singing voice, is we can transmute these emotions, these feelings, express them through our voice and give them a place to go, and shift our energy, shift our emotional state in the process. So play with that. See where it takes you. Number 4, create your own warm-up exercises. Do it in your style, in your artistic voice. Do it with flair, whatever that is for you. This helps you develop your artistic voice, your unique sound. And it helps you really hone in on what you like. Like, what are you drawn to naturally, musically, stylistically? Because that's going to come through your voice if you are creating these warm-up exercises, you're going to be drawn towards the kinds of sounds you like to make, the kinds of playful things you like to do with your voice. You'll add those in there. So not only is this helping to develop your ear and your musicianship, but it's also helping you develop your style. So, incorporate steps and skips, scales, arpeggios, use different vowels, incorporate different moods, vibes, different tempos, different ways of articulating. Explore with runs and riffs, like move it up and down the scale in half steps, and you'll see your creativity shine through in these mechanical warm-ups that help you develop your vocal technique. But bring your creativity into it. We never want to squash that and push it aside. That can be part of everything that you sing. Number 5, move your body. Yes, dance with it. This comes down to embodiment, so that it's not just your voice from the neck up. You're using your whole body to sing, and you're bringing the rhythm into your body. You're bringing this musicality into your body. You're tapping into your creativity and having fun. This is playful. Feel it through your bones, through your veins, energizing the tone. You're making music with your whole body. Singing is a full-bodied experience. So play with it. Play with the macro beat. Play with the micro beat. Play with rhythm and pulsing and moving with the music. And yes, these vocal exercises in this creative way, with this creative approach, they can feel more like music because they are, with that emotion, that intention behind it, with the energy behind it, and infused with your creativity throughout. You're making music right from the beginning of your practice. And so it doesn't feel like you have to move through these mechanical, tedious drills to get to the good stuff. You're just coming right in with the good stuff. So just to recap these 5 creative ways to warm up your singing voice. Number 1, humming and toning. This is using vocal improvisation to just ease your way into it. Number 2, transform a phrase from a song into a warm-up exercise. Number 3, sing them with heart. Number 4, create your own. And number 5, move your body. So pick one of these 5 to start with and just weave it into your practice session. And take note of any shift that happens vocally, energetically, emotionally. You're looking for that kind of transmutation that I was talking about. And just any small shift, no matter how big or small, because it is with small steps that we begin to make progress. A journey begins with one small step. And it is on journeys that discoveries are made. Thanks for listening, friend. If this episode moved you or inspired you in some way, would you please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or share this episode with someone who's been praying for a vocal breakthrough? Until next time, keep nurturing that song in your heart. Lots of love.